everyone, welcome to We Are Forza podcast. And today we have Johniwanna with us. Hi, John.
Hi,
Hi.
how's it going?
Yeah, we are fine. I'm fine. So, tell people a little about you. Who are you? What do you do? Why are you here?
Who am I? Well, I'm
Yeah.
a guy who plays Forza.
Mhm.
I'm Johniwanna, and this is the Johniwanna Garage. And
Yeah.
I'm a professional streamer, an official Forza streamer, and I've been with Turn 10 for about 10 years. Started
Yep.
as a writer, a
Yep.
photographer, kind of car journalist, and
Yes.
years have been just a full-time streamer.
That's nice.
It's
That's
not a bad
nice.
life.
No, it's a nice one. Okay, so now let's start with some questions, very quick ones. Don't think too much about replying them. So let's go. Uh,
Okay.
okay. What's the first Forza game you have ever played? Doesn't matter if it's Horizon or Motorsport. Which one is
Oh, I go back a little bit further than that. I
it?
first started playing Forza with Forza Motorsport 2 on the
Okay.
three. I played other racing games before that, but I
Okay.
had an original Xbox. So as just a regular player, I started with Forza Motorsport 2.
Okay. And when you start playing Forza 2, you weren't yet working to
No,
Forza. Okay.
this was quite a while before that. At the time, there I was working as a product manager for MSN Games. So I
Oh.
managed a portfolio of casual games like
Mhm.
Bejeweled, a bunch of other, kind of simpler games for the market, and I kind of managed a portfolio of those games. But
Yeah.
I always played racing games.
Okay. What's your favorite car?
My favorite car in Forza
Yes.
or in the real world?
Doesn't matter. You can
Uh,
say in both real
okay,
life or in
answer.
game.
So my favorite car that I own is my
Yes.
1978 Porsche 911 that
Yes.
you can see back there.
Yes.
Car in Forza is
Hmm.
probably Volkswagen Bus. I've loved Volkswagen
Yes.
forever.
Oh,
My drive in Forza is probably the Volkswagen Baja Bug.
yeah.
And my favorite car, like in the world, if I could buy anything, which I of course can't, would probably be a McLaren 720, or maybe that new GT
Yes.
if I learned some more about that.
Okay.
Got a long.
Okay. Oh, they are nice cars.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. You have a favorite track?
I'm probably going to have to go with Laguna Seca. That's
Okay.
probably the most common answer that I've gotten when I've asked other people that question. I've been
Okay.
to the track. I love,
Okay.
of course, the corkscrew, um, and it's kind of an accessible track because it's within driving distance to me. So I'll probably go with Laguna Seca.
And do you have a least favorite?
Least favorite. Oh,
Hmm. It.
um, for some reason I never really connected with Rio. I
Okay.
think Rio is a beautiful track, but
Yes.
perhaps I just never really did well at it, so maybe I'm a little bitter.
Hmm.
But Rio is probably my least favorite, just because I've always
Okay.
struggled there. But
Yeah.
it is a beautiful track.
Oh, but I think it's a good reason. I mean, you don't like it because you don't do well there.
Yeah. I mean that's fair. I'd also have to put in there that Bathurst is also a favorite. Like in a global scale, I would say
Hmm.
Bathurst is my favorite track, having been there, and
Hmm.
it's just I love the undulating nature of
Hmm.
track, and when there's lots of ascent and descent. Of course, I
Yeah.
can't think of that ever. Um, but yeah, Bathurst is probably my favorite track in the world.
Okay. Okay. And what does Forza means to you? What does it mean to you? I mean, maybe it means your everyday.
A good question. To me,
Yes.
Forza means so much to me. I mean, for the last 10 years, a lot
Hmm.
of my life, and probably the most successful period of my life, both
Hmm.
personally, emotionally, and financially,
Hmm.
is directly connected to working with Forza, being able to become Johniwanna. It
Yeah.
was just an email address and a gamer tag before, but now it's this whole thing that I get to be, which is just me.
Mm.
You know, I've gotten to travel the world to some of the racetracks. I've gotten to meet awesome, famous people like Ken Block and Tanner Faust.
Yeah.
SEMA, all these things have happened to me because of Forza. I got to know you. I've gotten to know all the amazing people that are out there playing the game, watching streams, and doing their thing, posting crazy stuff on social, whether they love or whatever. All that stuff has really affected my life. So Forza means a tremendous amount to me because it's actually my livelihood, as well as that I'm very passionate about.
Yeah. It's nice to see that. I mean, not so many people have been here on the podcast, but you see that everyone says so many good things about it. That means so much, and it's not just a game for us.
I would agree.
Much more.
Talking to probably some of the most hardcore fans in the Forza community, and then just the Forza community as a whole is this pocket of the most passionate people about the game. So when you're talking to the upper echelon or most popular painters and racers and things like that, you're definitely talking to the people that probably love more than anybody else.
Yeah, that's true. That's also true. Man, someday we will get people that are not so known here. We'll see. It will be fun.
I'm so excited.
I think we will get to know everyone. Okay, so now let's go to some questions. So when I listen to your streams, because even though I don't talk too much, I am always watching it. I am a lurker. So I can see you obviously you have a huge passion for cars. So when did it start? Since you were a little boy, or it started maybe 20 years ago when you were already an adult? How was it?
That's a really good question. I don't think I've ever really thought about that directly. Cars have always been, as long as I can remember, something that I've been excited about. I remember when I was, in my single digit years, 6, 7, 8 years old, having Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars and playing with those and going into my own little imaginary world of creating, saying, oh, beep, beep, blinker, 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 and driving them around, on a comforter or a rug or something. Being around family members that owned Volkswagens when I was really young, I would stand on the side there and hold the flashlight, or hand wrenches to them, or just generally get in the way while family members were working on those cars. And then as soon as I was into my tween years, the thought of actually owning a car and driving a car and having that freedom, having something to polish and work on and probably thrash on, to be honest, was just so exciting. So it's really, gotten more and more and more as I've gotten older. I've owned 87 cars.
Wow.
8th car is being delivered today. And it's a borderline problem.
Okay.
But fortunately, this is what I do for a living. So having a problem is fairly conducive to being a host on a show for a bunch of people that love cars.
Yes. And what car is being delivered today?
Good question.
Or maybe you will show us tomorrow or Wednesday on your stream.
Special car.
Because actually this episode is just being streamed in November, so people already will have known about it. Yes.
I will probably have about it.
It's not a news. It's not a.
Exciting. A lot of your audience may not be following my social posts, so
that's also true.
To them, a really special car. It's a 1970 Honda Cvcc.
Okay, Cvcc. Okay.
The first Hondas were called NX600. They had 600cc engines, and then the Cvcc was kind of the first really popular Honda. They have 1200 and 1300cc engines. And it's before it actually became the Civic, which we all
Okay.
more familiar with. It's a
Yeah.
tiny car. It's maybe the Japanese Mini
Yeah.
Cooper. Um,
Okay.
Actually buying this from a Forza community member, which is
Ah,
a Forza.
nice. Mm.
It was a very special car in their family that Guy and his dad, Guy, two guys,
Mm.
um,
Okay.
built um, for his sister, and she didn't like the car because it had a stick, and she didn't like driving a stick, and
Okay.
got her another car. Unfortunately, she died in a car accident a
Oh.
couple of years
Mm.
later. So the car's been just sitting as well. It's just been sitting for years, and they decided they would sell it to me, and I'm going to get it back on the road and
Mm.
enjoy it. It doesn't need much, I don't think. The I'm really excited to find out what it needs and get it running and hear that little motor run.
Yeah.
And
It'll be nice. I want to see photos or videos, whatever you post on your Facebook
of course,
of the
it's
little
red.
car. Yeah, of
So
course. That's something we have in common. We both like red cars.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I always say something that I always say that is that Ferrari must be red. It
Oh,
doesn't matter. It has to be red. If it's not red, I don't like it.
I think the only reason that you might buy a Ferrari in not red would be if you've already had several Ferraris that were red.
I don't
And then
know.
that's out of
No,
my if I ever have one, I'll be lucky.
no, okay, of course, if someone gives me a Ferrari and it's yellow, okay, thank you. I get it. I don't mind. But yeah, I like red Ferrari. I like red cars, even though my car is not red. It's not red, it's gray, but it's okay. I don't care.
Yeah, I love the color red. I have a hashtag that I use often. It's
Mhm.
called hashtag the right color.
The
Um,
right color. I like it. I will start using it. Ferrari must be red. The right
uh,
color. Yes.
and of course, being the guy, I love being the guy in the red Porsche. Um,
Okay.
that's the color that sports cars, really should be in my mind.
Mm.
And as much as I love them, I want to be right at the core of that.
Mm.
Of driving a red sports car, that just adds to the experience for me,
Yeah.
or Honda for that matter.
Uh, yeah. So, um, so you have said that. So you had 80 on 84 cars, if I understood
87.
right. Yeah, 87. So, is there a car that you wish you still had it?
Oh, yes,
Maybe you
that is
hadn't.
a good
So
question.
yeah.
And the answer is yes, there certainly is. Years ago, it's probably almost 20 years ago now. God, I'm getting old. Probably 20 years ago, I traded a really cool van, a 1977 Ford van that had big tires on it
Mhm.
and a drop window, kind of an off-road conversion van. I traded it for a 1967 Range Rover TC, not Range Rover, sorry, 1967 Rover TC 2000,
Yeah.
Rover 6. You know those cars?
No, I don't think so.
Um, they're popular.
It's okay.
Um, but it's a four-door sedan with a big
Mhm.
four-cylinder in it. You never see them in the United States. Um,
Okay.
they're common in the UK. Um,
Okay.
Gray. It was a show car. It was gray on the outside. It's a four-door
Mhm.
sedan that makes really neat sound. Red leather interior. Uh, and every time I drove that car, the people would, just wave and they'd roll their window down and they'd say, "I used to have one of those. I used to have one of those." And while I've experienced that in some other cars, Volkswagens and Porsches and stuff, that car was
Mhm.
just so special, and I've never seen another one. I ended up
Okay.
trading that car to a dealer just to kind of get rid of it. Back in the days before Craigslist, I couldn't
Mhm.
find ways to sell it, but I think I got like $2,500 trade value towards a Saab
Oh,
900 that I
ok
ended up having. Um,
sub 900, yes. Oh, nice.
yeah, or turbo. Um,
Oh, yeah.
which
Good.
was a really great car, probably one of my favorites. But
Mm.
that car today, you still never see them, and it's something that I could take to car shows, and it's probably
Mm.
be worth $25,000, $35,000 now.
Yeah, okay, not much.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to find this car again?
That would no, I haven't. The guy that
Okay.
I traded it to was a dealer in Seattle, and
Mm,
I had bought several cars from him over the years. Back when,
mm,
at a different phase of my life, where a lot of the cars I owned, I got from him. I would just be bored with what I had, and I would take
mm,
it to him and trade. Usually, it would be a Volkswagen that I'd been driving and suffering with and trying to fix. And then I would take my old Volkswagens to him and trade it for something nice, like a Volvo or a Saab or a BMW that had heat and actually drove nicely. So I probably should have gone back to Steve, was his name, and asked
mm.
him what he did with that car. But I'm sure he fixed the few problems it had and sold it on to somebody for a nice profit. And that car's probably been handed around since then.
Okay. Oh, it's sometimes it would be nice to maybe find it. Maybe it's there in some garage or some
Yeah, I don't know if he's
a
still
barn find.
his dealership long gone. That whole area of Seattle's been totally redeveloped, and I
Mm,
I'd like to just touch base with that guy because I used to stop in there. We were kind of friends. I was just a customer, but we
mm.
were friends, in that customer car sales relationship.
Understood. Yeah. So okay. So let's how did your passion for cars lead you to your career at Turn 10 at the Forza Stream? And
Uh,
how did it
uh,
happen? If you can tell us.
so there was I was at a real changing point in my life. I had just not just but recently been through a divorce and
Mm,
made a lot of changes in my life. I had a
mm,
little tractor business where I had a little Kubota tractor and a dump truck and a dump trailer.
mm,
And
mm.
I did that. It turned out to be kind of a hobby business because I enjoyed it a lot, but I didn't make a lot of money. In fact, it cost me money because I'd make a bunch of money and then the tractor would need to be fixed, or I'd make a bunch of money and then the truck would need to be fixed.
Mm.
Um, so I decided that I didn't have I couldn't pay to make money, so I needed to get rid of that. Sold that equipment. Um, that's when I got my Porsche, about my first Porsche, and I
Mm.
decided that I wanted to be a writer. I needed to do something that was that was going to give me joy in life because I've always bounced between trade jobs and
Mm.
corporate jobs and ended up, getting to a point where I dreaded going to work and I didn't
Okay.
want to be in that place anymore. That was affecting my life. So I
Mm.
decided that I wanted a job as a writer because I had several jobs as writing, editing, uh,
Mm.
past with Amazon and Nintendo and so forth. And that had given me a lot of joy. So I decided that I put a lot of my energy into that and applied for only those types of jobs. And very thankfully, Brian Meckberg,
Mm.
uh,
Yeah.
and we had a very brief interview. I
Yeah.
think it was probably 5 or 10 minutes long. And he said, "Okay, well, we'll get back to you."
Yeah.
And well, I didn't hear back for like 3 weeks. It
Okay.
passed the window that he had said they would get back to me, and I was really excited about the job. I thought the interview went well. I thought the job was perfect for me.
Yeah.
Um, they did get back to me and offered me the job, and
Nice.
so that passion for cars, the fact that I ended my interview with, "I own a Porsche 911 for God's sake," um, told him my passion for cars, and the fact that I had
Mm.
said at that time I'd owned 72 cars. Um,
Mm.
so I hope those things had translated into that I wasn't just insane, but that I actually did love cars and that I'm a good person to represent Forza.
Okay. You want read as many cars we get on Forza.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's so
I
many.
will own as many cars as there are in the current game. I'll
Oh,
try.
you need a big garage, a bigger one.
Yeah, maybe by who knows?
Yeah. So now let's talk a little about Forza Horizon 5 because it's out soon for all of us finally. And what are you looking most about it? Looking forward to most about it?
For
about?
as a streamer, an official
Yeah,
Forza streamer, I'm really excited to have a new game to play.
yeah,
Forza Horizon 4 has been awesome. It's
yeah,
there's so much there to enjoy, but we've been playing it for what going on 4 years now. Um,
yeah.
but as a streamer and who's doing 3 shows a week, um,
Mm,
it's not like I'll ever run out of ideas for what to do. But for
mm,
me, having a whole new world, a whole set of new cars and a new
yeah,
environment, new game to play through,
yeah,
that of itself is for sure the most exciting thing for me.
yeah. I am also very looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Also,
I mean,
so many new things. It's Mexico.
photos.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big opportunity, right? Because we get to
Yeah,
show it off
yeah,
and share our own personal excitement for what we experience through the streams.
yeah. And so many new things. I'm really looking forward to it. It's crazy. It's really, really,
Yeah,
really
it looks
crazy.
amazing. Mexico, what they've done with Mexico looks absolutely amazing. All the next level, graphics and physics and
Mm,
detail game, as well as all
yeah.
the new features and ways to play it. That's going to keep us well fed on Forza for a long time, I'm figuring.
Yes, yes. I believe so too. And when you are finally able to play it, or you have already played, I don't know, because it's early November now, no, early October now. So, what first thing you are going to do?
Well, I'm gonna turn it on, and
Yeah.
I'm probably just right with the what I'll call career mode.
Yes.
Real career mode, but I'm going to start with the general playthrough and just
Yeah.
start
Okay.
going from race to race to race and building up my influence
Yeah.
or what up
Same.
new
Same in me. Same
and
in
trying
me.
to open up as much of the map as possible and open up those
Yeah.
new as those come up, just to get to those new experiences, both different environments within the game and different
Mm,
play types and different cars that'll open up.
mm,
Gonna play the game like a new person who's playing the game and enjoying it and experiencing it with the audience there alongside me, multiplayer and rivals and all these things.
mm. And from the first three cars that we can choose, it's the Bronco, the Toyota Supra. I don't remember the third one.
The Mercedes AMG, probably
Yeah,
one. Is that the other
I
one?
was going to ask which one you are going to start with. We are car
I have
guys.
got to go with the Bronco.
Yeah, me
Uh,
too. That's the car I'm going.
that's
Bronco,
a
and I will go off road everywhere. That's what
yeah.
I'm going to do.
In that environment that Mexico really provides, generally,
Mm,
I think the Bronco is going to be really fun to experience off road and in the desert and those things. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'll probably switch between all three of them
yeah,
and within streams, showing off all
yeah,
three cars. But to answer that question, probably the Bronco. It
yeah.
comes
No,
with 30
Bronco is
bucks.
mine. It's very nice, and I will go off road totally. I
Yeah.
love off road. When I play with my friends, I love off road cross country races, and I hate it. No, I love it. That's very fun. They
Me
hate
too.
it, and I love it.
Like giant that's a thrill to just be like, woo!
Yes, exactly. I just feel so free and do whatever I want, just going. No walls on my side, just
Those things
going in the flow.
in real life you're never going to do. In real life you might actually
Exactly.
race it around a racetrack, but you're never going to jump a brand new Ford Bronco off a giant cliff
Yeah,
into the
exactly. So sometimes when I'm in the car with my kids, and I say if I were on Forza Horizon, I would go that direction, not that. I would just go off road straight
yeah.
ahead instead of.
You have to be careful with not making Forza decisions in the real world.
Yeah, I wish we could. Okay, so let's see now. Looking at the photos that you usually post on Facebook or Instagram, I have seen that you hang out with people from the Alpha Club, the Northwest Alpha Club Drive.
Yes.
But do you own an Alfa Romeo? And because I think so fun, you go with your Porsche. to these meetings?
No, that is very funny. No, I don't own an Alfa Romeo. I don't really have any
Mm,
plans to buy an Alfa Romeo. I
mm,
have a great appreciation for the Alfa Romeo brand,
mm.
but the reason I am a part of that club is because my
Yeah.
friend Russell, who you
Okay.
on other streams, I reference him once in a while. He's a good friend of mine that I met through Turn 10. Uh,
Mm,
9, 10 years ago, and he puts
mm.
on really excellent drives. And the people in that club, they're mostly older, and I really
Okay.
the people in the club, they're all very talented drivers. They have
Okay.
great tell, and I appreciate their company. So for me, to be in a car club, I want to be with people that I feel comfortable with driving and that I enjoy hanging out with. And that's not to say that I don't like people in the Porsche club. I've met some people
Okay.
in the club at events and such. Um, but being in a club is something that you're choosing to do something with your time, specifically with a
Yeah.
specific goal.
Mm.
And I like the people in the Northwest Alfa Romeo Club. I love the heritage of the brand, and I love working
Mm.
with Fred because he just puts together really amazing events,
Okay.
and it's a way for me to spend time with him specifically, um, out doing car stuff.
Weren't you in some sort of a photo challenge with the Alpha? You are.
Oh,
I don't
we
know
did
if I remember.
um,
Yes.
with the COVID came on. Basically, of course, we couldn't get together. We couldn't go on drive,
Mm.
anything social. So one of the things Fred did to try to keep people, to give people something to do, was he
Mm.
created a bunch of scavenger hunts where, go find a statue of a, something, or go find an airplane, and take a picture of your car with that thing.
Mm.
So it was a great reason to get out, maybe with Northwest Bunny, or just by myself, to go out and take pictures of my car with cool things, which is of course something that I enjoy doing in the first place.
Yeah, I remember. So my memory was okay. I remember you posting the pictures of those and were a little unsure about if it was that or okay. No, okay, nice. So now we will stop talking about cars. We will stop talk about Forza, and we will talk about music. And
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
because yes, the music is nice. I saw it. You sometimes stream on your personal Twitch account. In the often it's just music. You play Rock Band.
Yes, I do. That's
Yeah.
when people ask me, what other games do you play? My answer is
Mhm.
basically I play Forza and I play Rock Band.
Rock Band.
Uh, those are,
Okay.
passions in life are cars and music. Um,
Yeah.
and I love, if you watch any of the streams that I do for Forza or look at my posts, you can tell I enjoy being in front of the camera. I love attention. And that trades over into pretending that I'm a rock star.
Okay.
Play- and for I'm not the greatest singer, but I've always really enjoyed performing. I really
Mm.
always enjoyed singing, whether it's just in my car, to my favorite AC/DC song. And when the Rock Band game came out, I was pretty much like, this is my thing. This is my outlet. It's therapeutic. Um, and at the end of every show, I feel like I just got off the stage, and that whatever fame that has come of that is flowing through me. So yeah, I
Okay.
love Rock Band, and I have a lot of fun on those shows. The audiences are very small, and I did it for years before there was Twitch. I just would
Yeah.
sit in my living room and crank it up and make my girlfriend watch me.
Okay. And
Or
she was, oh, please stop.
uh,
No, just
so
kidding.
I get great joy out of
But you are so a rock guy. You like rock. What kind of rock you like most? AC/DC. So you are more in 70s, 80s rock, hard rock.
Oh, I'm all over the place. If it's rock and roll, I'm into it. Anything from the 50s up until probably the early aughts is where my music
Okay.
tastes kind of fall off.
Mm,
Huge AC/DC is definitely my favorite band.
yeah.
Um, Pink Floyd is probably my next favorite. Well, right in the same favorite category. Love.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't consider myself that old, but that's older music. So I love real rock and roll like that.
Oh.
Um, Recently, Greta Van Fleet has been a big influence. I love what those young people are doing. I love the
Mm.
stuff they create and the vibe, the harmony, and the
Mm.
range of that singer. I love that. Um, and there's occasionally a band here and there that comes along, but honestly, I don't think I'm stuck in any sort of rut. But I know what I like from the past, and I follow those bands today, like Tool, um,
Mm.
and it's a great sadness when Neil Peart of Rush died. Um,
Yeah.
I keep my mind open to new music, but honestly, a lot of I'm not into real death metal, thrash metal,
Mm.
speed metal stuff. Although that can be exciting from time to time, I'm
Yeah.
kind of a rocker. Or and
Okay. Oh.
I love me some '80s music. New wave
Yes.
is my other great realm of music that I really love.
Yeah. No, it's now I when I was talking about music also with Morganator, and we both really like death and black metal, but I am also 80s rock. I say it's past century rock what I like, what I listen. So even I have that playlist on Spotify, and I always listen to the same music. Okay, maybe there are I don't know 600 music songs there, but are always the same going the playlist on
Yep.
loop. Yeah.
I love delving deeper and deeper into new wave music. I really love to
Mm,
find some playlists
yeah.
on Pandora or Spotify that didn't
Yeah.
play those same really great '80s songs. I love
Yeah.
to fall into a niche and be like, "Oh man, Spandau Ballet! I haven't heard that in a long time." Or
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Chemical
That's nice.
Work.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear, the third track off the Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark stuff, or Thompson
Mm,
Twins, stuff
okay.
like that. That's maybe a little bit deeper than the average FM radio catalog from the 80s.
Okay.
Um, that's the stuff that kind of that takes me back. I graduated from high school in 1987, and definitely that whole time period for me was awesome. That was when I
Yeah,
just
I understand now.
more
Yeah.
and more.
Yeah, that's no, that's nice. I think that we are in the end. We the whole after in our adult life we end up just listening most of the songs we listened when we were teenager or young adults, maybe in our 20s. I am very long time ago in my 20s, but oh shit. But yes, I think I always listen to the same songs over and over again, and I like it.
Yeah, well, if
I really.
it's all what brings you joy. I try to always let new music come into my life, but my
Mhm.
mother introduced me to the Beatles and Cat
Yeah,
Stevens and Who
yeah,
back when I was 6 and 7 years old, and
yeah,
that music definitely affected me, and I love
yeah,
it to this. Listen to every
yeah,
Beatles from A to Z, and that would probably be one of the greatest musical days that I could have.
yeah,
Stevens touches my heart every time I hear his voice and the way he plays guitar.
yeah,
And then I discovered music. When I was 10, 11, 12 years old, I started buying my own albums. And
yeah,
I discovered AC/DC and Pat Benatar and Rush. And those were, that really created who I was musically. But my mother always was playing Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin and The Doors. And so when I got home, and it wasn't necessarily
mhm,
her boyfriend at the time, but that music just became a part and influenced me to love the blues, and
yeah.
to love all different types of classic rock, whether it was Heart or you know anything. There was always
Yeah.
something playing home from school.
But do you remember the first album you ever bought?
The first album I bought
Yeah.
ever, well, my mom bought me was the Who Tommy.
Okay.
That was the first one that she ever bought for me. The first one I think I ever bought.
Mhm.
This is kind of funny. I think it was the Grease soundtrack.
Okay. Okay.
My
I was expecting some AC/DC.
It was a great movie. It was an awesome
Yeah,
musical,
it's
and
true. It's true. I
Aretha
agree with you. Yeah.
and all those songs. I think that might have been one of the first ones that I bought when I would have been in probably fifth grade. So
Yeah.
Um,
That was a big surprise. I would have never said it. Okay. Okay. Well, I think that's it. Is there anything else you would like to tell people?
well, certainly I can go on and on and on and fill
Yeah.
time and tell stories. I love telling stories, and maybe that's something that really
Um,
contributes to allows me to do what I do because I can.
yeah.
Yes, simple question. I don't think there's ever a short answer. I've always got a
Yeah.
story to back it up, and
Yeah.
I invite people to come hang out on the Forza channel with me, where
Yes.
you're always going to experience the game and, of course, great driving. Um,
Yes,
but
that's true.
but you're going to but
Oh, you're better than me, so it's okay.
yeah, I have an enthusiasm for what I do. I have an enthusiasm for cars, and an
Mm,
enthusiasm
mm.
for the Forza community. You as well, Roby. You guys allow me to do what I do, and I can't tell you how thankful I am for that. Because
Mm,
without the
mm.
Forza community, well, there is no Johniwanna, and without Johniwanna, I'm probably out digging a ditch somewhere or sitting
Yes.
behind a desk crunching some spreadsheet and project managing a bunch of crap that I don't really care about.
Yeah.
But instead, I get to come on the Forts channel every day and talk to you about cars and act goofy
Mm,
and express myself, and that has just become a part of my life. So, in
mm.
closing, I would really just thank every single one of you and yourself for what
Yeah.
it is you guys do and for your passion for the brand.
Oh, you are welcome. Yes, I think we are some crazy people here that really like Forza and make this community amazing. I think it's like a huge family. Sometimes we love and we hate each other, but it's just a family. We are all Forza.
Yeah,
That's
I'll quote Gomer Pyle
mm.
and say it takes all kinds to make a world, um, which is
Which
really true.
movie?
All the different people that are in the Forts community, there's so
Yeah.
many different people that are
Yes,
expressing
we have.
themselves
We
different,
have so
um,
many people, and
happy,
that's what I like from the whole world.
enthusiastic. All the different types of ways to play it. The painters, the tuners,
Mm,
the
mm,
YouTubers, the um, all up well, the racers, hot lappers, drifters, everything, every realm.
yeah,
There's just ways to express yourself in the game. To all those
yeah,
people, it's just an amazing group of people. I've met some people that are really dear to my heart. I've made some great friends over the years
yeah. Me
that I
too.
cherish.
Yeah,
So I don't have those people without the brand.
that's true. Well, so I'd like to thank you for being here and sharing a little of yourself with us, telling those stories. Now I know your first album was Grease and wasn't ACDC. That's so, so nice information. But thank you very much for being here.
Well, you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you for having me on. That was fun to be on the
Mm,
other end of the question answer situation.
yeah,
I'm usually asking the questions, and I
yeah,
love to tell people about what it is I do. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
yeah. You are welcome. Well, everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe if you are watching on YouTube. Please. Bye. Bye.